Right now, the average child spends 5 to 7 hours online every single day, and most parents have absolutely no idea what's happening during that time. Not because they don't care, but because the digital landscape has become so complex, so fragmented across so many platforms, that keeping up feels impossible. But here's what's terrifying. Predators know this. They've adapted to exploit these gaps in awareness, and they're operating with a level of sophistication that would shock most families. The strategies they use have evolved dramatically. It's no longer just about stranger danger in a chat room. Modern predators are grooming kids through gaming platforms, through seemingly innocent social media apps, through comment sections and direct messages on platforms parents have never even heard of. They're patient. They're calculating. And they understand child psychology in ways that would make your skin crawl. But the good news, and I really mean this, the good news is that you're not powerless. Not even close. There are concrete, practical steps that actually work. Not the outdated advice your own parents gave you, but real, modern strategies that fit how kids actually use technology today. Let's start with understanding how this actually works, because prevention starts with comprehension. When a predator approaches a child online, it rarely looks predatory at first. They don't announce themselves as a threat. Instead, they build trust. They might start by complimenting a kid's gaming skills, or relating to their favorite show, or validating something they posted online that got ignored by their peers. They're learning everything about that child. Their interests, their insecurities, their family dynamics, what makes them feel seen and understood. This process is called grooming, and it can take weeks or months. The predator isn't rushing. They're establishing themselves as someone the child can confide in, someone who gets them in a way that even parents sometimes don't. And once that trust is built, the exploitation can begin. Sometimes it starts with requests for photos. Sometimes it escalates to meeting in person. The manipulation is often so gradual that the child doesn't even realize they're being manipulated. Now, here's what makes this especially dangerous. The platforms themselves often make it easier. Many social media apps and gaming platforms have direct messaging features that are private, that don't show activity logs to parents, that allow users to connect with total strangers. Some platforms allow children to live stream to audiences of thousands without verification. Some have features that automatically delete messages, so there's no evidence. These aren't design flaws, they're features. Features that prioritize user engagement over user safety. The predators aren't random strangers either. Research shows that in many cases, children are being exploited by people they already know. A family friend, an older cousin, a coach, someone with existing access and trust. Other times, it's people who've built that trust entirely online, but then pursue offline contact. The statistics are staggering. 1 in 7 young people receive unwanted sexual solicitations online. 1 in 3 has been exposed to unwanted sexual material. And these are just the cases that are reported or studied. The real numbers are likely much higher. So, what do you actually do about this? Where do you even start? The first and most important thing is communication, not surveillance. Not the kind of heavy-handed monitoring that destroys trust. I mean genuine, ongoing conversations about the online world. Most kids won't tell their parents they're being groomed because they're ashamed, or they're confused about whether it's actually wrong, or they're afraid of punishment. They might not even recognize what's happening as inappropriate. You need to create an environment where talking about uncomfortable online experiences doesn't result in immediate consequences, like losing device privileges. If your kid tells you someone online asked them for photos, your first response shouldn't be anger. It should be curiosity and support. Ask questions. Understand what happened. Explain why it's inappropriate. Then work together on what to do next. Here's a conversation starter that actually works. Ask your kids about their online friends. Not in an interrogating way, but genuinely. Who do they talk to? How did they meet? What do they talk about? You'll probably learn things that surprise you. And you'll get a sense of whether any of these connections seem off. The second thing is education. Kids need to understand how predators operate. Not in a way that terrorizes them, but in a way that helps them recognize warning signs. When someone online asks them to move conversations to private platforms, that's a sign. When someone asks personal questions really quickly, that's a sign. When someone asks them to keep the friendship secret, that's a massive sign. When someone sends them money or gifts or game currency without reason, that's a sign. Kids are more capable of understanding these patterns than we give them credit for. They just need the information. They need to know that adults who want to be friends with children online for no clear reason are suspicious. That's not being paranoid. That's being realistic. If you're someone who's really invested in this topic and wants to go deeper into specific platforms and specific strategies, subscribing is probably your best move. This stuff changes constantly. New apps launch every month. New features appear overnight. Predators adapt their tactics. Staying informed means actually staying informed, and that requires regular exposure to updated information. The third practical step is setting reasonable boundaries with technology. This is a balance. Complete restriction doesn't work. Kids need access to the digital world. It's where their social lives happen. It's where they learn. But boundaries matter. Consider having devices in common spaces rather than bedrooms. Consider having times when screens are off. Consider knowing which apps your kids are using. Consider having access to their accounts, not to spy, but to spot check. Some parents set up shared passwords. Some use monitoring software that alerts them to concerning activity. The specific approach depends on your kid's age and maturity level. With younger children, parental controls and monitoring make sense. As kids get older, the approach should shift toward teaching them how to manage risk themselves. A teenager who's never learned to navigate online safety because they were completely restricted might be more vulnerable when they finally get freedom. Also, and this is crucial, teach your kids how to block, report, and mute. Most platforms have these features built in. Kids should know that using them isn't snitching or overreacting. It's taking control of their own space. If someone is making them uncomfortable, they can make that person disappear. That's powerful. The fourth piece is recognizing that sometimes, even with all these precautions, something still goes wrong. And if it does, you need to know how to respond. The first instinct is often panic and anger. The second is to blame the child. Both of these are counterproductive. If you discover your child has been groomed or exploited, the priority is their safety and emotional well-being, not punishment. They're the victim here. Yes, they made choices. Yes, there might have been warning signs. But a predator strategically manipulated them. That's not a moral failure on your child's part. Document everything. Screenshots, messages, account information. Then report it to the platform. Then report it to law enforcement. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has a tip line. The FBI has resources. Many police departments have cyber crime units. These organizations have seen patterns and have experience that can help. Consider getting your child professional support. Therapy isn't a sign of weakness. It's a way to process trauma and rebuild the sense of safety that's been violated. Kids who've been groomed often carry shame and confusion that they need help working through. There's also something about the bigger picture here. The responsibility doesn't fall entirely on parents and kids. Platforms have a responsibility. Tech companies have built business models that prioritize engagement over safety. They monetize attention, and children's attention is incredibly valuable. As long as that's the model, there's an incentive to design features that draw kids deeper, that make them spend more time, that keep them coming back. Some regulation is starting to happen. Laws like COPPA in the United States restrict how tech companies can collect data from children under 13. The UK has Online Safety Bill. The EU has Digital Services Act. These are moving in the right direction, but they're still playing catch-up to technology that moves far faster than policy can. What does this mean for you right now? It means you can't outsource this responsibility to regulation or platforms. You have to take it seriously yourself. Not in a paranoid way, but in a realistic way. Here's what I'd suggest as concrete next steps. First, have a conversation with the kids in your life. Not today necessarily, but soon. Ask them what apps they use. Ask them about their online friends. Listen without judgment. Second, take 15 minutes to learn about the platforms they're using. Look at the privacy settings. Understand what data is visible. Third, if you're a parent, look into monitoring software or just set up shared access to accounts. And fourth, establish what your family's boundaries are going to be. This isn't about living in fear. It's about being informed and deliberate. Because here's what really matters. The vast majority of kids are growing up fine. They're learning, creating, connecting, exploring. The internet is genuinely valuable, but like any powerful tool, it can be misused. And predators are counting on parents and guardians not understanding how. The kids who are safest online aren't the ones locked away from technology. They're the ones who have strong communication with trusted adults, who understand how predators operate, who know how to use privacy settings, who feel comfortable reporting uncomfortable interactions, and who aren't ashamed to ask for help. That's the model that actually works. What would you add to this conversation? Have you had to navigate any of this with kids in your life? The comments section is genuinely the place where people share real experiences and real solutions, and those conversations matter. So share your thoughts. Share what's worked for you. Because this isn't something any of us figure out alone.